We are so excited that you've decided to join us today. We'll be exploring the Avalon Nature Preserve in Stony Brook, which is on the north shore of Long Island. It's a spectacular park, beautiful views. The trails vary from easy to medium difficulty. When you visit, I think you'll agree that it's been meticulously cared for and planned out. There's even several trails that have art sculptures for you to enjoy as well. We would love for you to subscribe, as we have many parks planned that we would love to share with you. If you hit the bell, you can also be notified when we've posted a new park. We definitely want to hear from you. Please leave us a comment as to your experiences with these parks, what you enjoyed the most, or maybe what parks you'd like to see. We post these videos in hopes to inspire you to go out and hike, to enjoy all the beautiful parks here in New York.
So years ago, my wife and I came here and we brought my little guy when he was real little. And none of this was here. It was just all trees and grass. They hadn't developed it like this at all. And we used to like to bring cereal that we weren't eating to feed them. And unbeknownst to us, you're not supposed to do that. We didn't know. And we had a couple of old boxes of dry cereal that we brought here once. And we start feeding them, and the pigeons and the geese and everything that's here is eating the cereal. And we wait about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden we notice there's no more wildlife around us. They're all in the water. And they appear to be drinking, like vigorously drinking. And I think what might have happened was we fed them old dry, like, I don't know, Wheaties or something like that. And I think they got so thirsty from the crappy cereal we fed them that they were literally like choking to death. And we didn't do it on purpose. It was a complete accident. We didn't know any better. But every single one of these birds was in the water, and they were all drinking at the same time.
Before you head out on your hike, make sure you go to the Avalon Park website at avalonnaturepreserve.org. They have several different maps that you can download. One map that will show you all of the trails, and then they have 4 separate maps that you can download for the 4 individual trail options. They have the Mill Pond map, which includes the Labyrinth and the Frog Pond, the Coastal Corridor Trail, where you can see views of the Long Island Sound, the Hilltop Meadow, which features large fields with beautiful wildflowers, which we've been told peak in July. And there's also the Forest Sanctuary Trail, which offers forest trails. It's very secluded, it's nice and shady, and we found some animals back there. Also, make sure you check out their interactive map. They have maps that you can select what you'd like to see and know more about. For example, some of the plants, some of the animals, or some of the landmarks. It gives some descriptions and some history, some background on the beautiful sculptures that you'll find back there.
So at this part of the park, we are about to cross Rhododendron Drive over here and go into the other part. This is pretty cool. A lot of people come here and just do this part behind us that we just did. That part is pretty tame. Once we come down here and cross over Rhododendron Drive, it really becomes a little more wild. It's pretty cool, actually. There's a couple of trails over there that you'll do that'll remind you much more of being out in the wilderness. There's a forest loop and a couple other ones. I can't remember the names of them now. But if you think it ends here, it doesn't. Keep going through this gate and the second gate, cross over Rhododendron Drive and keep going, and it's almost like the park transforms. It's almost like two parks. Like this is the first part and that one becomes the second part.
Guys, we have milkweeds all over this whole field, and we're seeing a lot of monarchs. And they lay their eggs on the bottom of these leaves, which acts as a protection from the sun and from the rain. And the larvae actually eat it, which is poisonous. And sometimes you'll see little chrysalises that they build right on the under the side of these leaves, which is very interesting.
an Avalon Park Ranger named Scott, who said you can even download an app when you're here, because this park it's deceiving. It's actually really large. If you take this Forest Sanctuary Blue Trail all the way back, it's about, I think it's close to almost 3 miles. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's right around 3 miles, and you can get lost back there. So I definitely recommend downloading the app if you're going to come here, especially if you plan on spending the day here. And he was also telling us, this is interesting, he was also telling us every spring they cut this down to the ground at the beginning of the spring, and every year it just comes back thicker and thicker and thicker. We've been here in late spring, early summer, where it's 6 to 7 feet tall and you can't even see over it. And then the trails can get tricky because you can't see across the field. But right now it's only at about 4 to 5 foot length, so it's not too bad. But definitely recommend downloading the Avalon app or getting the map if you're going to come through here and you're actually going to spend a fair amount of time here and do the largest trail.
We're so glad that you joined us as we hiked through the Avalon Nature Preserve today. Remember to like the video and subscribe. We have so many more parks to show you and we'd love to stay connected as we check out the parks in New York.